When your pet or property gets sprayed by a skunk, do you reach for the expensive store-bought option or do you go old school with the homemade option with recipes found within your home? Today we're going to put both to the test and discuss the pros and cons of each application and product. Whether which one saves you time or money or your nose, we're going to put it to the test. So what is skunk spray exactly? Well, for a skunk, it's an only natural defense mechanism. At the base of their tail, there's a gland that when expressed will projectilely spray this oily, pasty substance. It can stick to skin, fur, clothes, and you'll even smell it in the air. Now we're going to compare both of our options, our homemade option versus our store-bought. Again, the homemade option is a mixture of hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, and dish soap. Now, these items are usually found within your home already, so it's fast and accessible. It's cheap compared to a store-bought option. It's easily available, especially at night when stores may be closed. It's a perfect homemade option if it's an emergency type situation. Now, the cons may be that it can bleach darker fabrics such as fur or couch material. Fabrics with that darker color nature has that bleaching effect. You can't spray this directly to a pet's eyes, face, or any sensitive areas like the mouth. It's a one-time use, so you'll mix it, use it, reapply it that same day or next day, and then its shelf life is basically over. And it does have a more of a chemically odor, a chemical smell to it versus a store-bought option. Now, jumping into our store-bought product here, as you can see, this is a ready-to-go product. It's already mixed. It's scientifically formulated to attack those thiols and thiolacetates. Easy to use. It's safe on pets. There's no bleaching options or risk of bleaching. It does have a great odor as well. Now, some cons associated to this product. If you're not expecting a skunk encounter with your pet or property, you probably don't have this on the shelf at home. So when it's nocturnal, it's nighttime when these animals are active, you're not going to have access to this product. The cost is a lot more compared to our homemade option, and it doesn't really specifically say what's in the product because it has a proprietary formula. And some owners, pet owners, would like to know exactly what's in the product itself. You may not find this product where you think you may find this product. I drove around to a couple hardware stores, had trouble finding this product, eventually had to go to a pet retailer to find this specific brand in particular. We're gonna go head to head with these two products, our homemade option versus our store-bought option. The first being odor removal. The homemade option is great on thiols, but not the thiolacetates. So it may mask the smell and the problem, but it may need reapplication. The store-bought option is scientifically proven to break down thiols and thiolacetates, those oily substances found within the skunk spray itself. Application. Very pet friendly, our store-bought option. You can apply it to a variety of areas. There's no bleaching involved to any dark furs or fabrics. Whereas our homemade option, you want to avoid those sensitive areas. It's emergency use only, and you want to avoid those darker areas of the fur or products, fabrics in the home. Use on pets. Again, our homemade option, you want to avoid the face, the nose, and the sensitive areas like the mouth, dark furs associated to the pet as it may have that bleaching option. Whereas our store-bought option is very pet friendly. You can use it on any area of the pet. There's no bleaching side effects. Thoroughly rinse and repeat with this product. Use on fabric surfaces. Again, our homemade option is great for emergency situations, but you're not going to want to put this on any fabrics in your home, especially darker fabrics, because it has that bleaching effect to it with the mixture. Reverse our store-bought option, safe on all pets, furs, appliances, products, different types of fabrics. There's no bleaching associated to it whatsoever. Now, when it comes to cost, ultimately, the homemade option takes the cake, but when you're weighing your risk versus reward, sensitive areas on a pet, big no-no, any dark surfaces on a pet or fabric, again, a no-no. We're gonna go with the more expensive option, the store-bought option, scientifically proven, no bleaching, a little bit more expensive if you can get to it, but again, an emergency situation, very cheap, very cost-effective. Shelf life of both of these products. This homemade option is direct use only. We're using it that night into the following day. There's no shelf life. You'll have to remake it, reapply it as you kind of move forward. This just gets you through that emergency situation to the next day when you can get to a store, get a professional product, which has a great shelf life. You use it once, you keep it on your shelf at home, just in case you have an encounter with a skunk again, it's ready to go. Don't have to scramble for the emergency option we've made here. Now, when it comes to availability, it really truly depends on the time of day you experience your issue with the skunk. Again, most skunks are nocturnal. Your pet encounters are late at night. You're letting the dog out unattended. You may encounter the skunk. We're gonna go with the emergency access here. You already have these products most likely in your home. Again, it's quick, it's easy, it's cheap. You make it up just to get you by to the next day when you go to look for a store-bought option. With the nocturnal animal of the skunk, its nature, stores are typically closed when you have these encounters. Again, it is kind of hard to find. I had to go to 2 or 3 different stores just to find this product. So it's in your best case maybe to order it online or purchase it whenever you see it, just so you have it on hand. It has that great shelf life and you're prepared for a skunk encounter with your pet or property. Now, when it comes to the smell of the product post-treatment, we are gonna get a bit of a chemical smell to this product. Again, it's hydrogen peroxide, baking soda, and soap. Whereas this has natural smells and odors to it. You're not gonna get that chemical smell to it. It actually smells great, helps mask the smell, dissolve and break down the thiols and thiolacetates in the skunk spray itself. Now, when it comes to the final verdict of both of these options, it truly depends on the situation you currently find yourself in. If it's late at night, we're gonna go with this homemade emergency option. If it's during the day or you have access to the store, we'll go with our professional store-bought product. Again, if we had to choose, we had both options available, always gonna go with the store-bought professional option. It's great for homeowners with pets. It's great on darker surfaces. There's no staining. It's already pre-mixed. It's ready to go and has a great shelf life. Versus our homemade option, you're in a pinch, you mix it, avoid the sensitive areas, avoid the dark fabrics and furs. Ultimately, if we're gonna choose, we're gonna go with our store-bought professional option.